My name is Svante Cornell. I'm the director of the Institute, where I lead the Silk Road Studies program. And I'll be also moderating the first half of this event. And thankfully, you won't have me, but our chairman of the Institute's board, Sir Roger Svensson, will moderate the second panel after the break. Before we start, I'd like to say that some of you may know our Institute's Silk Road Studies program is part of a joint center at the Central Asia Caucasus Institute in Washington, D.C. And jointly we publish several publications that are of interest to anybody, or should be of interest to anybody with an interest in Central Asia. That is the bi-weekly Central Asia Caucasus Analyst, available at cacianalyst.org, and also the Silk Road Paper Series. And specifically, I'd like to note we just released two papers this month, which are very relevant to our topic today. One is on the relationship of the EU and Central Asia in the development of continental trade, connecting the western and eastern edges of the Eurasian continent, as it were. And the other is a paper about Kazakhstan's role in international organizations, especially in view of the Kazakhs' ambition to obtain a seat at the UN Security Council, which was written primarily by Dr. Engvall, who is here, and myself. There are maybe some copies still available at the door. If not, they are on our website, ISDP.eu, and they will be coming in print very shortly. Today, our purpose is to discuss the relationship of Europe and Kazakhstan. And our timing is quite opportune, I would say, since just next week in Astana there will be a signing of the Enhanced Partnership and Cooperation Agreement between the EU and Kazakhstan, which is the only agreement of its sort with any Central Asian country. It was of course initialed earlier this year in Brussels during the visit of President Nazarbayev to the EU. And as I said, not only is Kazakhstan the only country in Central Asia to have finalized this type of agreement with the EU, it's an agreement that of course doesn't go as far in terms of European integration as the association agreements that the EU has signed with several countries in the Eastern Partnership. But it's nevertheless an agreement that's closer in terms of integration, for example, than the EU-Russia, any EU-Russia document that exists. We'll have to, in this afternoon, we'll have the occasion to discuss in greater detail, on this occasion, both the Kazakhstan foreign policy and Kazakhstan's role in the world more broadly during our first panel, and our second panel will be more specifically focused on the EU, Kazakhstan, Europe, and Kazakhstan relationship. And in fact, we have three parts to this afternoon's conference. We're very privileged to have two introductory speakers. His Excellency Dastan Yarkinov, who's the ambassador of Kazakhstan to Sweden and to Denmark. Any other country that's been added since we last talked? No. So far, that's probably enough, I think. We also have the privilege of having Mr. Stefan Gullgren, who's the head of the Department for Eastern Europe and Central Asia at the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They will give short introductory comments. I'll just briefly mention our panelists. They, of course, are on your program. But the first panel, which we'll take on directly without any break after our introductory speakers, is the first speaker will be Dr. Gauren Aben with the Nazarbayev University, who will give us an introduction to the broader vision of Kazakhstan's foreign policy under the title of Kazakhstan 2050. A vision for a new century. Then I hope we will have Dr. Tariq Raouf, who should be on his way, who will discuss the issues of nuclear non-proliferation with a special emphasis on the issue of the low-enriched uranium bank that is being set up in Kazakhstan. We will then proceed to Dr. Engvall, who will speak more specifically about the Kazakhstani bid for the United Nations Security Council and the political context of it. And not least, we will also have Dr. Nigmeti Badildin from KayMep University in Almaty, who will talk to us about the issues of Kazakhstan's beyond oil with a focus on the Expo 2017 and the green energy strategies of Kazakhstan. I will leave it to my second session's moderator to introduce the next panel. But with that, I would like to thank the Embassy in particular and Mr. Ambassador for the support for this event. And with that, I'd like to hand the floor to Ambassador Yellow Kenov.